Hi, so today I wanted to go over some of my recovery stuff that I do during the week for swimming and rock climbing. Both are pretty tough on the body in very different ways, so I wanted to kind of go over what I do just to keep all my joints healthy and everything like that. Tennis ball is wonderful for a handful of things. So one thing that I like to do is kind of stretch out my feet by rolling my foot on the tennis ball. This can be really nice because for rock climbing shoes, if you've ever seen them, they are angled down, and so they can cause a lot of foot pain, especially mid-foot. So I will kind of roll out my feet just to prevent excessive cramping and pain there. This is also really good if you swim and you use a lot of flippers or fins. This can be really helpful for that. I swam on a team for 1 year where we used flippers all the time, and I didn't know it at the time, but looking back on it, I think I had plantar fasciitis in my foot because they would cramp while I was wearing the flippers, and my feet would just hurt all the time mid-foot. And luckily it's healed now, but this is a really good way to kind of prevent that from happening or it progressing to that, because it sucked when it did happen. So for my ankles are super important for my kick in butterfly freestyle, backstroke, and then in particular flexion through the ankle joint for breaststroke. So I do a lot of rolling of the ankle like this. I'll do it 4 or 5 times one way, then the other. My ankle is super snappy because I do have some ankle issues, but this also helps just to kind of mobilize the joint and get it warm. So that's really helpful. I actually injured my ankle at trials a couple months ago, and I've been in PT for that, which has been kind of interesting. So I'll occasionally do some of those exercises at home, but today we're just kind of stretching everything out and making sure, feeling okay. So ankle is super important. And what I'm gonna hop into next is some foam rolling. So foam rolling's not super necessary. I don't do a whole lot of it all the time, but it can be kind of nice for just, feeling a little bit better and maybe performing a little bit better the next day or later on in practice, because it has been shown to reduce soreness. So some of the places where I'm experiencing a lot of soreness, in some places I would foam roll more frequently, would be my calves and my hamstrings, and then my lats. For some of the smaller muscles, I'm going to be using a massage gun instead. You could also just do regular massage, but I'll show that a little bit later. So I'll just foam roll my calf, like so. Adjust if I need to. Sometimes it's a little higher up in the calf, sometimes it's not. So just kind of getting that moving is really helpful. Hamstrings are great too if you can get your hamstring involved. Make sure, if you are like me, hinge or double jointed, don't fully extend. Make sure you keep it in what's a healthy range of motion if you can. You don't want to be hyperextending your knees if you're capable of it. Not everyone can, but some people can. So just be cognizant that we don't maybe want to stretch through hyperextended like motion, unless you are cleared to do that. So from there, I would go into like tricep on my side. Tricep for more swimming. And then I would extend out for lat and really lean into that lat. You use your lats a lot in both swimming and in rock climbing, so they get tired really, really fast on me, and it's a little tricky. So make sure you hit both sides, even if one side's more sore than the other. Just trying to like keep everything really even if you can. So pulling out the tricep and then a little bit in the lat. If you want to do more, you can always do more. If you are kind of short on time like I am today, you can do a little bit less. Another piece of equipment I use pretty frequently, especially a lot more now that I have been climbing and I need to hit those smaller muscles, is I use a massage gun. I bought this one on Amazon. It was back during COVID, so 2020, 2024, it's still going strong. My favorite attachment to use is just kind of this like flat one. It's good for just about like everything. Sorry, can I get it not in the sun? We'll see. So I kind of like to use this attachment. It just kind of like screws and pushes in to the massage gun. I can turn it on. First there's a button on the bottom, and then there's an on button there. So I will turn it up to like maybe a 4, just so that you can hear me. Normally I will have it closer to like an 11. So it's really good. Oh my gosh, this is kind of freaky to watch on camera. What I do is I'll use this for a lot of the smaller muscles that I maybe can't get as well. So my bicep is kind of tricky to get with like a foam roller without having to put a lot of work in. So I will kind of do the massage gun on my bicep quite a bit, and that's really, really helpful. It can be good for your tricep too, but bicep is like one of my favorites to hit with this. So I just kind of move it up and down. I honestly don't put it over like an 11 9 times out of 10, because it gets to be kind of strong. But if you're like really sore or like have a high tolerance for it, great. One thing I want to try today, and we'll find out together how well it works, is just like using it on my tibialis. You want to be careful with the massage gun. You don't want to be massaging too close to bone if you can help it. But I feel like I've got a pretty good spot right here. Because if you do hit bone with it, like nothing bad's gonna happen, but it doesn't feel good, you know? So calf is really, really good too for this one. So just under and like the side of the calf, if you can kind of get some of that like front tibialis, wonderful. So I'm a big fan of the massage gun for that purpose alone. So yeah, if you can get kind of the side here and then like this outer one, ooh yeah, that's good, like right there. So that can be really, really helpful for recovery. Sometimes if you can find another person to help you, it can be great for like your back, but unless you have like really hypermobile like shoulders, it can be a little challenging. So that's just something to be cognizant of. So I'll do this. And sometimes if I am feeling like it, I'll take a walk. I honestly might today, because it's nice out, as you can see by the nice little patch of sunlight I have here. So that is kind of what my recovery routine would look like for rock climbing and for swimming. So if any of this really resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment. If you have recovery that you do that's really helpful, feel free to also drop that in the comments. This is a lot of like cheaper stuff, so I wanted to share it. You know, a tennis ball, foam roller aren't super expensive. The massage gun is surprising. You can get like a really good quality one for, I'd say, under $65 on Amazon. So you don't need to go out and spend like $400 on one. You can get one for like $30 to $50 that is perfectly fine. And as you can see, mine has worked for 4 years. So trying to like suggest low barrier to entry, low cost options that may be more affordable for certain people. So yeah, if you have any ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.